Hi, Olivia. It's April Biss. I received your newsletter and your note, and I'm going to give you some feedback. I think it's easier to do it through video sometimes. So hopefully this can push you along further. All right, good job getting your parent pages set up for your page numbers. Just remember that anytime you have graphics on your regular pages like this, it's going to hide your page number. And it looks like you didn't assign it to this page number. So if you did assign it to that page number, it would show it down here. So it looks like you chose not to show it. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to your page one. I think this, you have a lot of elements that have promise here. I think you're playing around with your aesthetic, which is great. And just a few things to kind of massage just to make it a little bit more effective. I think this is, there's, I guess what I said to the last student in the video I created was to embrace the white space. Allow the white space to be a part of this as well, so that it's easier to see, it's lighter, it's not so heavy, not so crammed. I think this is getting a little bit on the heavy side. So what I would suggest is just kind of minimizing some of this so it's not so heavy and, overbearing. So I would make maybe these elements a little bit smaller. I would, let's see if I can get my stroke up here. In this instance, maybe making these little dots smaller would make it look a little easier it's not as heavy looking. I would pull this image down here to be closer to the article. Let's get rid of that. Let's pull this in a little bit here. Maybe make this more of like a tab on the top. We'll adjust that. We'll make this centered instead, just to give it a nice central focal point. And let's make this a little smaller in size. Maybe something like that would be a little better. This is so bold and prominent up here. I think that's all that you need. It's so much. And then maybe adding those little fine details, like maybe that nice line, that nice dotted line that you had in there, would be a nice little detail to add. Let's see, let's do dots and let's make this. I think we had send it back, something like that. Okay. Keep this up here though. Like I would center this up here, leave some space in between. You're going to have a table of contents in here anyway. So let's pull everything down. I pulled this graphic down. Actually, what we could do is get rid of that altogether and just copy and paste this line to put down here as like as your repeating element. You have that going on here. Okay. Okay. These should be included in your paragraphs. I'm not necessarily worried about this one not being included in this first paragraph because you could treat this first two sentences a little differently in your paragraph styles, but I would include your subheads and not have them all separate just because it's going to be really hard to adjust this going forward. So what I mean by that is just go ahead and copy and paste them into your body copy. Okay, just for the main paragraphs here. And this should link to this copy. So if it's not linked, we need that linked. Let me go ahead and see if it's linked. Let me get rid of these. Nope, I don't think it's linked. All right, so I'll show you the proper way to do that. Looks like you're kind of just placing in this copy separately. All right, so let me go ahead and find the copy because I don't have the Word file. Give me 1 minute here. And we're doing communicating. Okay. All right, so I'm going to copy all of this and I'm going to show you the right way to do it. You have your styles set up. No. Okay. You don't have any character style set up. All right, so we need to do that. Onyx. Okay. Delete everything you have in this in your body copy. Just delete everything. Let's start new. Okay. Do your box. You did the 3 columns, which is fine. Copy and paste it in there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to set up a paragraph style. And a paragraph style allows you to easily edit, say, body copy and have it very consistent. So go to your paragraph styles, hit new paragraph style. We're going to name this underneath here where it says paragraph style 1, double click on it, body copy. We're going to select all the stuff that you just pasted in here, and we're going to make this, say, like Times New Roman. Something easy everybody has. We're going to just do Times New Roman regular. And we're going to set this at 10 points and 14-point lettering. That's a typical size. And we're going to make this black. Instead of blue. Okay. No stroke. Hold on 1 second. I don't know why it's doing this. No stroke. Okay. That is your body copy. Okay. So we're gonna assign this to body copy. I don't know why I didn't assign it to it here. Hold on, regular. Something funky happened. So I'm going to change it here. Black. And I'm going to hold the control key. See that little plus sign? We want to get that off of there. So I'm going to hold down the control key and click on top of this. And I'm going to say add body copy, clear overrides. And why is that doing that? That's really weird. All right, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this body copy. Let's do it this way. Let's do a new style body copy. After we set our copy, go ahead and type in that information, 10 to 14. All right, we want align to a grid. Let's go back and adjust that. Okay. We want to align to the grid. So we want a 10 by 12, 10 points by 12-point leading. Okay. So you just set all of your body copy to that body copy style. Now what you're going to do on this page, you're going to click off of there. So you click off and then take your type tool and we're going to draw it in just another, excuse me, another, I'm going to pull this over a little bit so we can see type box. Just make a whole big type box, just one big giant one. Once you're done with that, go back to your first page, click on that little red box saying, hey, I have more text here. Where do you want it linked? Then you're going to click in that box that you just created. And what that does is anytime this is moved, it's linked to this. So it's easy to edit. It'll just flow. That's the way to do it. So that's the way you want it. Now from here, you can go up to object text frame, break this up into how many columns you want and adjust it from there. But that's the easy way to do it because if you do it the other way where you're copying and pasting the subheads in separately and also the text separately, it's going to be really like a nightmare when you're going in there and trying to move everything. All right, and then what you're going to do is select the subheads, and you're going to go into your character style, create a new character style. We're going to name this subheads. And we're going to give this kind of like a different, you know, you can use that type that you originally used. I'm just going to use Times New Roman, just keep it consistent. Auto letting. I think we did. Let's do 12 maybe. Let's take it down a little bit. Let's do 12 by, and we're aligning to a grid, and then do blue. All right, then you can go in and just go ahead and assign all your subheads here by just selecting it and going to your character style to select each subhead style. I don't know if I missed any here, but there we go. This can be actually a new style. We're going to make this one a headline instead of a subhead. And we can make this much larger at that point. Because it's a headline. Okay, so that gets its own style, character style. All right. This information is like the first paragraph. You can treat this differently. I would still keep it the same typeface as, say, your body copy. But if you wanted to, you can say do first sentence, first paragraph, and just make this maybe a little larger or even bold. You know, let's do just bold. And you can see it's a little different than the regular copy, which is fine. That can be treated differently because it's the intro copy. Just move it closer to, and this is aligning, snapping on a grid here. So that's why it's kind of acting funky. To move it back up. It's snapping to a grid so you don't have any, you know, it's not having any issues with baselines. Pull this closer. That looks a lot cleaner. And then you can go in and, you know, add in your whatever imagery that you wanted to add in here. Just remember, we're going to be adding a table of contents. So just be aware of that. That may go here if that's kind of what you're thinking. I don't know, maybe tying this in a little bit better. You could start this up here. You could stack your headline. Let's pull this down a little bit. And then table contents could go here possibly. Just an idea. Let's see how that looks. Not too bad. And maybe all you need to do too up here is adding in an image of some sort that would be like a focal point image, just to make it more exciting without it being too heavy. So let's go to stroke. Let's take the stroke off of here. And like, let's go into your pictures, maybe this one. And then we'll make that like transparent. So if you go to your properties panel, you can dial the transparency down and just make it more of like an aesthetic. Move this down just a little bit more. Just kind of shift everything. I always like to say this is kind of like you're massaging your layout. You're kind of figuring out the spaces and all that good stuff. All right. So another thing I would suggest in your body copy, I would suggest putting indents and spacing. So double click on your body copy, paragraph style, and then you're going to go first line indent and no larger than 0.125. And this is going to allow your copy to be easily read. Now, the only thing with this is your subheads. I don't want that to be included. So I just want to hit basic paragraph in the paragraph styles when I'm choosing that so that they're not being indented. So I'm just kind of taking that assignment off. Okay. So that looks pretty good. So space here for your table of contents. Let's rearrange this. Like I said, just keep it simple. I would take these elements off, make it, you know, unify with the elements that you got going on here. Maybe bringing this in at the top and at the bottom is probably a wise thing to do. So it connects it. And then play around with the imagery. How can you make this look more balanced? You know, maybe this image gets bigger up here. You know, you want to tie it in better with everything. It looks like you might not even have room for this image. So we got one image there, one image here. That's good. Let's see how it looks. You know, maybe just adding that little line right here. That's all you need. There you go. Just paying attention to, you know, how your body copy breaks once you get all the details in there. Like, for instance, this is an orphan. You'll want to take care of that. If I pull this down, it's going to take care of that. But it looks like I have that space in there. Okay, that actually just fixed it. So I'm good. So I would probably pull this down just slightly. Perfect. And then again, just small details. This is a widow. This is a widow. We want to take care of that. So we're going to do soft returns. If you are able to, if there's any type of type that can be brought down so that it's not the only, then this is okay. You know, the only word on the last line, you're good. And then I would just, if you're going to go with this type of a style, because you can kind of see that first page number if you want it, I would assign that first page. So you get that page number showing right there. I don't know if you could see it right there. Okay, so just edit this out a little bit, make it lighter, pull this article closer together, fix the top so it's not so heavy. The main thing is getting all of your copy in one text box for the most part. You can do, like I said, you could do the headline and the first paragraph in a separate text box since they would probably have separate character styles assigned to them, but everything else should be together in one text box and flowing and linking into each page. Now, when you start this page, it's going to be a completely different article, but it should link onto this page. So you shouldn't have anything linking from here. You're just going to start a completely new article here. All right, hope this helps.